Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, let's go. Kevin here, top 1 financial advisor and best-selling author. We are here to talk about the stock market. If you're looking to buy a house in 2023, President Biden is about to make your bill a lot more expensive. Or is that true? Is that true? Can we double check that? Yeah, we can. So in today's video, we need to discuss what the FHA, Federal Housing Administration, and the White House are doing to change how people get mortgages and see whether or not this entire scare is overblown or not even accurate to begin with. So let's go ahead and get started. There are a lot of social media pages, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and everywhere else that are putting out articles like this, which sound scary. Prices are going up, and if you have good credit, you got to pay for somebody else who doesn't have good credit, doesn't have enough money to get a home. You got to pay for that because your costs are going up. So I had to go through and do the research to figure out whether or not this was true. And I got all the receipts that I will share with you right now. Now, background for me, y'all know the deal. I am with the research, okay? With the research is somebody who works for Fortune, for Business Insider. We have to go and interview actual experts and cite every source that we put out there. If you have read my books, especially my last book, the last 25 pages or so are all sources, right? Links, page numbers, everything I had to read to get all the facts straight, okay? So I'm gonna show you this entire research process and give you what I'm thinking about and how we came to the conclusion that we came to. So let's jump into it. Now, the first thing was, and I'll pull it up here, the first thing was when you Google this thing, type in Biden mortgage prices increase, something of that nature, or FHA, you're going to see a lot of right-wing media sites, which is already the first red flag. Why is it a red flag for me? Because Fox News was just sued for $787.5 million for not telling the truth. Okay, call it what you want. That's already a red flag for me because this kind of leans into political space. They tend not to tell the truth about it. So hey, that's the first red flag. So as I scrolled down, I read it in full. The first thing that stood out to me was this. Experts believe that those with a 680 credit score and above could pay $40 extra per month for a $400,000 mortgage. $400,000 mortgage. That's not the average home. It's actually quite expensive. So why would someone go through the FHA for a $400,000 mortgage? Remember, the FHA's mortgage program is usually for those who are not traditional buyers, not people who could put in 10 or 20% for their mortgage and need a way or a more affordable way to actually buy a home. And the way that they do this is through this mortgage insurance program. There's an additional fee. You're paying for insurance to make sure that you can get your home and that the federal government is going to back the bank that is giving out that mortgage loan. Right now, today, that cost is 0.85%. The Biden administration is looking to bring it down to 0.55%. Where's the proof for that? We can go right here and see it on the White House, whitehouse.gov. This is supposed to save about $800 per year for those that go through the FHA program. But remember, if it's going to cost me $40 a month on a $400,000 home, why would I be going through the FHA? The reason why that comes up is because of this. To have a $400,000 home, usually you're going to have a pretty big salary, anywhere between $165,000 to $195,000. You can see that here on fortune.com. And I'll have all these links here as well. But you can see here, according to these stats, $400,000 home, 7% down payment, loan interest rate, all that stuff, which notice they're not adding in the FHA fee because you probably don't need it if you're making that amount of money. You can see here anywhere between $165,000 to $195,000. If you make that amount of money, you're not going through the FHA. My home was about $400,000 and we did not go through the FHA. We didn't need it. And it was also would have been that additional process to even go through it anyway. So if you're making that level of money, you're talking an extra $40. First off, if you're making $165,000 to $195,000, $40 a month really isn't that big of a deal if you're making that type of money. And again, you wouldn't even be going through the FHA to begin with. But then this brings me to the last point. The FHA, right? They are looking to change some of these rules, and we know that from Newsweek. I'll show you this here. right? They're adjusting the loan level price adjustment. So basically there is a matrix that says how much you pay based on your credit score. Very simple. They're saying basically if you're, I guess, above 680, if Fox is correct, you can be paying up to $40 more, maybe even $60 according to Newsweek. And if you're below, you might pay a little less, okay? That part makes sense. But again, how many people are going through the FHA process to begin with? If you were to give a percentage, how many people, how many homes out there that are being bought and sold go through this FHA process? The answer is probably a lot lower than what you think. Let's go ahead and look at that. When you go to FHA's website, or the HUD's website, you can go here and you see every single year going all the way back to 1999, scroll down to 2022, because that's the last full year we have, and you can see that 10% of all mortgages in the US are from the FHA. So 90% of people buying homes, this is not going to apply to you at all. And if you are buying a $400,000 home and you are just a part of that 10%, you can probably afford $40, but also why even go through the FHA process anyway? You can qualify without any of those provisions and quote unquote protections for you. So if you ask me, based on the data, that 90% of people don't even need the FHA to buy a home, and based on everything else, it really seems to be overblown. I don't think this is something worth writing home about, and it really seems, if you look at the number of resources out there, normally when you Google a big tax law, every news media outlet, left, right, and center are all reporting on the exact same thing. You don't really find a whole bunch of credible websites that are even talking about this, probably because it doesn't matter to 90% of average people looking to buy a home. So the stats are the stats. The facts are the facts. All right, that is it for me this week. I will be dropping a new members only video tonight. We're going to talk a little bit more about discounted cash flows when it comes to evaluating a company to see whether or not it is priced at the right price or if it's under or overvalued and whether or not you should buy. I'll be walking through the math in a very simple and easy format. Last week, I dropped basically entire calculator. You put in the numbers, it tells you how much you should be paying for a stock. But hey, you're only going to get it if you see it in the members only, which that link is right here and the button is below, as well as all the links in the comments for all these sites that I use here today. All right, that is it for me. Talk to you later.